Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into a universal mystery. Something that's completely wired into the human experience, but honestly, so rarely understood. Have you ever felt this sudden, completely unexplainable sense of dread? A totally silent signal that just washes over you without any warning whatsoever? You don't see anything, you don't hear anything, but deep inside, this powerful sensation rises up and literally screams at you to leave or just stop right where you are. Well, today, we're going to unpack the fascinating science and the lingering mystery of human intuition.
Picture this. Has this ever happened to you? You're walking down a path. Maybe it's a street you've walked down 100 times before. Everything seems totally normal, right? The sun's shining, people are just going about their day. But then, out of nowhere, you are suddenly overwhelmed by this strange, heavy feeling. It's a feeling that tells you to just stop dead in your tracks. There's no visible threat, no loud noise that startled you, but your entire body instantly goes on high alert.
Okay, let's dive into this. In those moments, your body essentially takes the wheel. You might get hit with this sudden, unexplainable restlessness, or maybe it's a deep, profound feeling of wrongness right in the pit of your stomach. And ultimately, it culminates in the intense urge to just get out of there immediately. And you know what's truly astonishing about these eerie physical sensations striking out of the blue? It's what happens next. Think about how often these exact feelings are followed, just moments later, by an actual accident, a sudden conflict, or some terrible news that just shakes you to your core. It happens way too often to just brush off as a coincidence.
Section 1. The silent signal of danger.
So, for thousands of years, humans have been asking how we sense danger before it actually arrives. It's a puzzle that has literally stumped philosophers, survivors, and scientists alike, mostly because the threat registers in our bodies way before it registers in our conscious minds. And when it happens to us, it forces us to ask a really tough question. Is this just an illusion? Like, is my imagination just playing tricks on me? Or does my brain genuinely possess the ability to sense a threat before I even see it? Well, as we transition into the scientific explanation, you'll see that reality is so much more fascinating and heavily grounded in biology than you might think.
Section 2. The speed of the subconscious.
The answer really lies in the incredible power and sheer speed of the human brain. You see, while your conscious mind is busy focusing on walking down the street or maybe thinking about what you're going to eat for dinner, your subconscious is acting like a supercomputer. It is secretly recording everything around you at a speed that is almost impossible to comprehend. And this brilliantly illustrates the point. Think of a veteran firefighter who suddenly ducks right before a burning floor collapses. They didn't consciously see it coming, they felt it. The subconscious notices an unusual silence in the street. Maybe the birds just stop singing. It feels sudden shifts in the wind flow. It detects unnoticed facial tension in a passerby, or minor environmental changes that your conscious brain completely filters out. Your subconscious mind is gathering all these tiny micropatterns, piecing them together in a fraction of a second, and then pinging you with a massive danger signal.
Which brings us to a clear scientific definition. Intuition is not magic. It's not some supernatural power. Intuition is simply the raw speed of the subconscious mind connecting information in seconds, information that the conscious mind takes actual time to understand. Basically, your brain has already put the entire puzzle together and realized there's a threat way before your conscious mind has even picked up the very first puzzle piece.
Section 3. The ancient survival system. Let's move to and see how this builds, because this isn't a new feature of the human brain. Actually, it's an incredibly ancient survival system. Go back thousands of years. Our ancestors were facing physical jungle predators and enemy tribes. Their actual physical survival was on the line every single day. If they waited until they consciously saw a predator to react, well, it was already too late. Now today, we face a totally different landscape. Those exact same ancient alarms still go off, but now they're protecting us from modern threats, like emotional danger, the hidden intentions of other people, and potential psychological harm. The hardware is ancient, but the software, it's adapted to the modern world.
Since we aren't exactly scanning the bushes for tigers anymore, our ancient system now scans the people around us. It's constantly reading these tiny, almost imperceptible cues in totally normal-seeming people. We're talking about micro-expressions that flash across someone's face for just a fraction of a second. It reads rigid body language or a slight, barely detectable shift in their tone of voice. Your intuition is flagging these things to warn you. It's telling you to stay away from individuals who might cause you emotional or physical harm, even if, on the surface, they appear perfectly friendly.
But, what about the really extreme cases? There are countless stories from all over the world of people having these sudden, powerful warnings that just defy easy explanation. Imagine someone's about to leave their house, and a sudden, overwhelming dread tells them, "Do not go today." So they stay home, and later they find out there was a terrible accident right on their usual route. Are these extreme premonitions really just a coincidence?
Well, this is exactly where standard psychology goes quiet, and the true mystery actually begins.
Some scientists suggest that maybe our brains are just incredibly gifted at reading future patterns based on tiny, present science. Think of it kind of like predicting the weather. Older generations, they didn't have weather apps, right? They predicted rain simply by reading the subtle signs in the sky. They weren't seeing the future, they were just reading their environment. And our subconscious might be doing the exact same thing, catching tiny signs of future events that are already brewing in our environment, calculating the trajectory, and warning us right before the storm hits.
Section 4. Intuition versus anxiety. Now here's a critical plot twist. If our brain is always looking for danger, what happens when that alarm gets stuck? For overthinkers, anxiety finds danger absolutely everywhere, in every single interaction and every situation. So the crucial point is, we absolutely must learn how these two distinct feelings present themselves. Anxiety makes noise. It's loud, it's chaotic, and it fills your head with a million racing what-if scenarios. Intuition, on the other hand, gives a really quiet signal. It doesn't need to shout. It's a firm, quiet, and instinctual certainty that just drops into your stomach without all that mental chatter.
On top of that, anxiety confuses you. It literally paralyzes you with options and floods your brain with this sense of chaotic doom where you just don't know what to do. True intuition, however, delivers a crystal clear warning. It is a sharp, unmistakable directive. It's not going to give you 20 worst-case scenarios. It just gives you one simple command. Leave. Stop. Don't trust them. Learning to recognize this clarity, that is exactly what separates panic from a true, life-saving survival instinct.
Yet even when that clear warning comes, we so often stumble right into our biggest human flaw. The mistake we make is ignoring the signs simply because we demand logic. We feel the dread, we feel the intense urge to leave, but then our conscious mind steps in and says, that's silly. You don't have a logical reason to leave. We suppress our own survival instinct just because it doesn't look rational on paper, and in doing so, we completely ignore that our subconscious is desperately trying to save us.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it reveals such a profound truth about our biology. Nature designed us not just to see, but to feel. We aren't just logic machines. We are deeply sensory beings, connected to our environments in ways that we are honestly only just beginning to scientifically understand. When you validate the power of your subconscious mind, you're accepting that your feelings are a legitimate, evolutionary data collection tool.
So as we wrap up this explainer today, I want to leave you with this provocative final thought. The next time your heart suddenly races, the next time an inner voice quietly but firmly tells you to stop, don't just brush it away. Don't immediately demand some logical spreadsheet of reasons. Listen to it, because your brain might just know something that you don't. Is your brain trying to save you right now? Pay attention to that silent signal. You just might save your own life.